G'day guys, and welcome to a DayZ video like no other. Today we're going to be giving you a walk around on our own server, and this is the update to do with Northwest Airfield. So if any of you've known, if you've played in our server, it's just a default map so far, but we've been slowly implementing things, and over the past couple of days I've been working on Northwest Airfield and trying to bring it back to how it used to be back in the day, where everyone used to come here, shoot people, and do their dirty work. So, what we've got so far is sort of keeping it basic, but also making it still worthwhile coming. We've got these two extra hangars right here, so we've sort of tried to space it out and make it so the whole airfield is getting used. So we've got these two hangars here, which do spawn loot. They've been added to the custom loot table with Epoch, so they can still spawn loot, like the other ones over there. We've also got a massive fuel station, so when the script's implemented you'll be able to just drive up like this. Next to any one of these pumps, just use the scroll wheel and go refuel. That script's not in just yet, so we won't be able to do that. And then we have the other hangar here. Oh, and also you can also refuel jerry cans at these white barrels. Okay, so this is the second aircraft hangar right here. So that one also, as you see, just spawns zombies and also spawns loot. We're not adding any extra barracks, or we are adding extra barracks, but not over the top. We're just making it enough so people will still come here for loot. So this is the custom barracks area. So we've got a C-130 crash, which is crashed off the runway. And I'll give you just a little walk around of the barracks. So just here we've got this medical tent here. This gun tent is sort of like that spawns guns, ammo and general stuff. Now we've got the other medical tent here, so you can still find, let's say you break your legs in the barracks, you'll still have someone to come to get some medical loot. Then we have these, they're actually called Dragon's Teeth is the correct name for them. And you can't get killed by them. They're a great implement. It means people can't drive cars up to the barracks. That's what I've tried to stop here. I do not want people just driving a Ural up here, having one or two people scattered like in this industrial on the airfield and stuff like that, and using the barracks to their advantage. So I've tried to stop that by putting these here, so people can't just pull up their car, and if they do they'll have to pull it up right here or in between the barracks there and that. So it's still hidden and you can still hide your car, but you just can't pull it up to the barrack doors. Just sort of a pleasant inconvenience, if you will, so other people in the server can still use the barracks. So this is, as I like to call it, barrack number 3. Oh, sweet. We got a G36, it's always useful. So these all spawn the same loot as what a normal barrack would, so you've got your clothing and bits and pieces like that. And zombies are more of a problem than ever at the moment. So yeah, you still got all of your clothing that spawns and everything like that. Nice jungle cam. And then you've got your, as I like to call it, the second barrack. So this British assault pack, and then you've got all the other bits and pieces. So it's they still all spawn loot. Road flares. Can never have enough road flares. That is a quote from the Rooney right there. And also, you can also vault over these. So they're just a pure vehicle thing. Like, you can vault over them. So there's no worries there. And it also sort of protects you from zombies as well. I tried to make it so zombies still spawn, but they sort of stick away from, so you don't just get trapped inside the barrack, if that makes sense. Because I know that's happened to a lot of people in the past. It's happened to me 1,000 times over, and I always die from silly things like that. So just tried to stop that. Then we've got our little water feature here, which doesn't actually have any water in it, but hopefully I'll be able to go into the map editor and put some bits and pieces there. And we've got a power generator and things like that, just sort of a placeholder for something else, same with the garbage cans. So if we run back to our car, I'll just show you the rest of the airfield. So that's sort of the barrack area. We still wanted to make it so people would come here for guns rather than buying them, but we didn't want to make it so just like 1,000 people would just come here just for loot. So it's still sort of there, but people don't know it's there unless they come and investigate. We're not putting any custom map markers in at all. So this industrial here, we have some plans for this in this general area where all the shipping containers are. We're just going to add some extra shipping containers there. And things like that, so it sort of provides more cover and more stealthy approach to the barracks rather than just run in. Then further up here, we're not actually going to add anything around this area where the ACT or the fire station is, for the pure reason because we just feel as if there is enough loot here already, and we sort of just want to spread the loot out around the airfield. So that's why we added the extra hangars back up there. just so people will use this area and then drive up to there, and they've still got like they'll hang around the airfield a lot longer, which means it will be a higher PvP zone, which is how in my eyes an airfield should be, just because it has barracks, military loot, and you don't just have to go and buy guns, you can also find them. Just up here we're thinking either in this big gap here in between these two towers, as you will, or just up here and amongst these trees in this open gap here, we're thinking about adding a aircraft trader. So let's say you have a base at Lopetina, you don't have to drive all the way up to Northeast Airfield just to use the aircraft trader. We're thinking about putting one there, and of course that will be a neutral one, but we are thinking about making it so that bandits and heroes can buy unarmed vehicles. But the only problem with that is if you give a bandit and Mozzie the chance, they'll probably use the grenades in base destruction, which is sort of a pain, but we're just going to have to mix that up a bit. So over here we have this little, as you will, there's like this barrack area. So most of this is original, all these buildings here. We may add some more of these barrack-looking buildings on the right at a later date around the place, making it look a bit more militarized. But as you'll see here, we've added some like sort of broken down, as you will, buildings, just to add to the sort of atmosphere and make it so that there's more of a stealthy approach. So you don't just have to run across an open field, you can sort of use these as cover. And the best part about this one here is that this one's enterable, and you can run through it all and sort of light people up through the windows and such like that. And yeah, we've gone through and tested all of these rigorously, and none of us have been able to break our legs just by running over them, which is always good. But yeah, it wouldn't advise vaulting into any of that stuff, because that's where you get your problems. So in here, this is the second barrack zone, and what we have done in this area is added some spotlights. As you'll see, there is, oh, where is it? It is one there, and they point at the barrack doors. So when it becomes nighttime, these luminous lights will just point directly at the barrack doors and just light them up. So if people are inside, you better watch out, because you're going to get lit up by a light. We've also added in a custom death board, which I'll show you in 1 second. These zombies will just stop harassing me. So this is like the normal one at Starry Trader, so you can just go to recent murders, no recent deaths, sort of like that. It will tell you who's died. Just in case, let's say your body's up the other end of the airfield, you can sort of come up here and be like, oh shit, who did you get shot by? Also added these sandbags here with some more destructible buildings and different bits of atmosphere around. So if you haven't already noticed, the only way to get into this facility, unless you have a striker, Ural, or a vehicle that can knock down these concrete walls, is through this little entrance here. So the reason we've done this is because obviously it's going to be a high PvP zone, or that's what we're going for. And since we are going to make it sort of a high PvP zone, we want it to be a challenge to get your loot, not just run in, loot the barracks, or run out. We want it to be a challenge, so we're going to funnel all the people in through one entrance. So sure, that you can still check it all out over the top of these sandbags and that, you can still shoot over the top of them. But it's sort of just funneling all the players into one entrance, so it's more of a challenge. So as you'll see, all these barracks still spawn loot. So there you go, there's an M240 mag and some other bits and pieces. They still spawn loot, these have all been added into the epoch table. Oh wow, large gunfight. So everything about this place is pretty much awesome in the fact that you don't really... You can still come here and just get amazing loot, but it's going to be a big challenge to get it. So you'll have to fight for your loot, which makes the ultimate decision in the game of whether you're going to be a bandit or a hero. And that's what makes and breaks some people, as to whether you're going to be a bandit or a hero, and I guess that's the decision you're going to have to make. So that's all for the Northwest Airfield update, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll put the IP for the server and also TeamSpeak in the description below. Remember to leave a like, favorite, and a comment, that'd be great. 50 Cal Bros out. Have a good one.